we're back. We've got some updates going on here. Just wanted to get everything updated. While we were away, both Army and Navy let us down. So much for our armed forces, which I'm a former member, by the way. Army won and failed to cover against Lafayette, and Navy at home, who great numbers, and American U with awful numbers on the road. The 15.5 point spread, Navy squeaked out a 2 point victory. So just sometimes you go back to Michigan State, Michigan, right? Two top tier quality opponents. Yeah, we're just going to mail it in, Michigan says, because it's just going to take too much effort to beat you, Michigan State. But here you got American U going, hey, thank you for the opportunity to compete today. We're going to try our best and beat those doggone midshipmen. Tale of two pampered athletes. Pampered, not pampered. Pampered, not pampered. That's just how you got to look at these things. All right, let's get back to the action here. Dartmouth and Columbia, and I checked on that, and that was a final. And then I've lost my connection with because nothing works, folks. ESPN's sitting and spinning, and not reporting anything to anybody at the moment, like it's done for years. And nobody at ESPN ever bothers to work on it or fix it. So then we're left with CBS Sports, which they don't update their clock. It's just, hey, listen, we're going to give you the score. The clock, it's a bridge too far for us. So you got to just be happy with the score, because there was showing 8 minutes left in this Dartmouth Columbia game, which has been over for some time now, but nobody reports anything. Good Lord. I am not a complainer. I am not a complainer. All right. Dartmouth beat Columbia 76-63. Thank God we had somebody report the score. 76-63. The line was 5.5. We said Dartmouth would win by 1, and they won by 13. And come on, confirm it. Yeah, don't make me do this public math. It'd be wrong, man. So that's a win for the computer. And we may double back and go into these. I've got all these entered, but I don't know if it's the most entertaining thing I'm going to do all day. But what's more entertaining than winning money, right? If this is how the sausage is made, then this is how the sausage is made. Okay, 66-62, Towson with a minute 27. I'm telling you, I know this game's over. I know this game's over. There's a third option, which is Fox. But talk about hoops you got to jump through with Fox, man. But I know that game's over, but CBS still says that there's a minute 27 left. And ESPN just, you got to ask nicely for us to report these scores, because we've got highlights and all kinds of stuff on our website. So much stuff, it doesn't even work because it's trying to load too much data. But they don't care. I've asked to speak to the manager of ESPN. Guess where that got me? Okay. Fox, pretty please, with sugar on top. Please give us the score. Oh, and a second. Okay, Towson 66-62. Thank you. Towson 66-62. 6.5 was the spread. 4-point victory for Towson, which is a loss for us. We had this as a victory. Just getting over the line there, but we failed to do so. You and I collectively failed to do so. Florida Atlantic and UTSA. Where do we turn here? Are they FAU? They are FAU. Okay. So Florida Atlantic 73-64. Can't hit that top line number. I keep hitting that top line number. I can't seem to get that bottom line number to come through. 6.5 was the line. We said Florida Atlantic would win by 18. They won by 9, which is a win and a cover. And kind of saved us a little bit here because on that string, we only went 2 and 3. And we're going to have to say goodbye to this at some point in time because once we get down here to these lower, we won't be able to see these. I can go, we can monitor this from this page because here's today's info. We're 60% now against the line. 9 wins, 6 losses. Boy, we've got a lot of games left to play. And a lot of money lines out there to be had. So we'll see how we do against those. Okay. So I'll go back later and enter those. Campbell and High Point. Campbell and High Point. That's a final, and Campbell won 77-72. What did I just say? 77-72. So the line was 5.5. We said that Campbell would win by 7. And that half point kept us under the line. So we went with the dog, which ended up being the right play. So that's a win. About half point helped us. Northern Iowa and Illinois State. Very perplexing. Northern Iowa. What's wrong with you, Northern Iowa? You just don't seem to be yourself this year. Well, today they won 79-64. And the line was 9.5. We said they'd win by 5. So we took the dog, and they won by 15. So that is a loss for us. Vermont remained awful. End of story. 81-68 Vermont. Okay, they ended up scoring more than 38 points, but that's not a good basketball team, folks. Maine is not. But here Maine has never won anything, this year for us. There's no reason to ever take Maine in anything, and here they covered. So Vermont was the incorrect play, and the basketball team representing Maine University was the correct play, and we missed him. And with our 2 postponements, we go 1 and 2 on that string. So 10-8, 55.56. And you can see this is kind of where we're living. But I'm telling you right now, once we hit neutral court land, all this is going to change. It's all going to change because I don't do home court advantage, and I know I should, but I can't figure out how. So and here's a good example. Navy had great numbers. They're at home, but they squeaked out a 2-point victory when they're 15.5-point favorites. Where's that home court advantage at, right? You can pick any of these games and look at the home court advantage. UTSA, where's their home court advantage? Florida Atlantic's not the greatest team in the world, but they came in and beat them by 9. Where's that home court advantage? I get it that Michigan State, this game was all about home court advantage right here. Michigan State was home. Michigan said, we got to travel. I'm a 20-year-old athlete at the peak, at my peak level, and I've got to get on a plane or a bus, this interstate game, and Ugh, it's so taxing. I'm going to go lay an egg in front of 25,000 people. And because, home court, they got the home court. Now, when Michigan State goes to Michigan, it's going to flip. It's going to be the other way around. Someone needs to explain to me how, why. Well, here, the how and the why is it's not always the case. It's not always the case. In fact, it's not enough of a case to make for me to slip some kind of arbitrary figure or number into my prediction. Okay, here's Youngstown and Milwaukee. Youngstown, we say is 71-63. Oh, but they're home. We're going to add another dozen points, right? That's arbitrary. That's not something I'm interested in. Nothing scientific about that. Duke might get 12 points at home, but should Youngstown State, do they get 12 points at home? Come on. So if I can scientifically prove it, I would, but I can't. So we live right here until neutral court land hits, which is that's the best time of the year. All right, diatribe over Youngstown and Milwaukee. Pick my poison here. Oh, okay. Thanks, ESPN. They're no longer spinning and trying to update. They just gave up and quit. So let's go over to. Just give me 5 minutes with someone at ESPN. I'm just begging you. 86-72 was the score here. 6.5 was the line. We said they'd win by 8. They won by 86. See, it says so right here. Okay, they won by 14, which is a win for the computer because we ran and covered. I find certain things funny. That's funny. Iowa State and Missouri, 67-50. Missouri has been all over the map. They've been awful. They've been awesome. They beat Alabama at home. They beat someone else at home. Awesome. And then they're terrible. Iowa State has been nothing but solid all year long. And this played out as expected, even though we got this team that doesn't know if they're good or bad. How do you beat Alabama at home? And then, I don't want to belabor the point, but let's go take a quick glance at Missouri and try to discern something from this team. Lost to Kansas City. Beat SMU by 5, which is a terrific game. But then Florida State just dog crapped them. Wichita, decent performance. Liberty's a good team, but you're Missouri. Eastern Illinois is awful. Should have been more. Kansas, 65-102. What? Then they beat Utah. And then, of course, Illinois. Nah, not so fast. But here, look at this. Alabama comes to town, and we beat them 92-86. Next game out, Arkansas, not even in the same stratosphere. Oh, and then a 3-point loss to A&M. And then we're going to just beat the hell out of Ole Miss. And Alabama got them back, but only by 10. Only by 10. Oh, and then Auburn. Here they are against Auburn. 1-point loss. What the hell, Missouri? The hell, are you good or you bad? It's really hard to tell. Okay. So that was a win. And North Carolina and NC State. And that's over. And it was 100-80. 100-80. Probably a message sent there to their interstate rival, who's having a tough year. They're just clearly, North Carolina State's just having a tough year. Auburn and Oklahoma, 9.5 is a lot of points. I know Auburn's great. Computer said they win by 8, so Oklahoma's our play. Let's see what happened. Auburn wins 86-68. It was at Auburn, so we were playing the game. So it would have been nice to see some effort out of Oklahoma because it's good to test yourself against the best. And Auburn, they're up there. They're one of the best. But no, we can't be expected to perform, just because the game is on and we're playing in it. We're on the road to Auburn. We're just going to lay down and die. Samford and Western Carolina. Samford wins 74-64. So 3.5 game, 3.5 line, we said they'd win by 7, and then they won by 10. And we went 4-1 that string. That's good for us. And let's just, out of curiosity, even though it's cumbersome, 14-9, right around 61%. We haven't had any money line plays yet, have we? I don't think so. Yeah, we had one that didn't convert. Okay, St. Bonaventure and St. Joseph's, and I'm really, computer, because we're at St. Bonaventure and they're good, and you're St. Joseph's and you're not that good, huh? What are you seeing, computer? Yeah, St. Bonaventure 80-69. Thanks, computer. Thanks for the bet pick. I mean, it just made no sense. St. Louis and Duquesne. And St. Louis wins 77-53. All over that. Really close there. So 5.5 was the line. We said St. Louis would win by 18, and they won by more than 5.5. They won by 24. UMBC and Binghamton. Let's see what happens. Final, UMBC 70-68. So obviously Vegas is more right than we are here. We said that UMBC would win by 7. They won by 2, and 1.5 was the line. So it's a win regardless, but Vegas came closer to being actual retail winner. Arkansas and West Virginia. This game is in Fayetteville. End of the second, 77-68. So 7.5 was the line. We said they win by 6, and they won by 9, so they covered, and we're on the wrong side here. So that's a loss. Xavier and Creighton. Xavier 74-64 is the final. We were closer than Vegas this time because it was a 1.5-point line. We said 9. The actual margin was 10. And 3 and 2 on this string. So we should improve. We did 17 wins, 9 losses, 65.38% is where we're at on the day. Now just jump back down. It just takes so long. Google Docs, come on. 60.71%. So we're north of 60, which, that's good. It's not why we're here, but it is good. I will say that. Arizona and Arizona State. This game might still be in progress. And it is. unless ESPN wakes up, and they're not. So let's check Fox. There's 4 minutes and 48 seconds left. Arizona's 6:48. So we're just gonna put that in as a game score, and I'm just looking to see. Yeah, we're at 12. 4 minutes and 48 seconds left to get to 21. So we'll see if that happens. Indiana and Maryland. And 4 minutes left there, 66:48. So that's going our way. Dixie State and Chicago State. Boy, when these two get together, you just never know. And there's a whole bunch of time left here. 55:47 Dixie. So I've got some scores to enter. I'm gonna go get caught up. By the time I get caught up, there'll be more finals to talk about. So I'm just gonna go ahead and end this here and check back with y'all here a little bit later. All right, we'll see you in a bit. Bye.